of all time, but let's also just include worst in general.
The
Money in the Bank cash-ins.
bloopers.
You kind of touched on some not so great cash-ins. But I mean, the Money in the Bank as a concept, it started, I think it was WrestleMania 21, and it sounded like it was Chris Jericho's idea initially, and then the concept was at WrestleMania, from WrestleMania 21 all the way until
The next one.
it might have been up until 26. I mean, how often have they done Money in the Bank at WrestleMania before they did a separate PLE for it?
Like 25 or 26.
Yeah, I think it might have been up to 26. I think WrestleMania 26 still had Money in the Bank. Yeah, it's a good question, because there was a Money in the Bank PLE in 2011, and what WrestleMania was in 2011? I think that was 27. Yeah, I think that was 27. So that was they had the Money in the Bank PLE in 2011. So the concept has been around for a long time. At this point, it's been 20 years, I think, now.
Since the last one was 2010 in for Mania.
You're right. Okay, so I was right. So it's 26. And then after 27, they had the first. Were Chicago really the first Money in the Bank PLE? Well, the more you know. So then they had, after 26, they start having the Money in the Bank PLE, and I think that one has never changed before. Well, it had, in the sense of, it used to just be the men's Money in the Bank, and then they added a women's Money in the Bank match, which was much needed, because then you get double the cash-ins, double the fun. But I guess I want to ask you guys, and Chris, I'll start with you. What do you think of Money in the Bank as a concept? Do you like it? Do you think it's an interesting concept? Does it still have that same kind of like, oh crap, they got, like, are you still excited for it when it comes around every year?
Yeah, I mean, gave you one of the best matches between Punk and Cena at Money in the Bank 2011,
2011, yeah. Yeah, but that's just a match. I'm talking about, like, because Cena and Punk could have had that same feud, and it could have been a different PLE in June. But I mean, like, the ladder match with the briefcase over.
Oh yeah,
are you still excited for those matches?
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. Always exciting, because like if it's an interesting mix of wrestlers in there, it's always just kind of cool to see if there's like a dark horse that you don't expect to get the briefcase. So for sure.
Andre, same question. Do you like the Money in the Bank concept? Does it still excite you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I still really enjoy Money in the Bank, like the whole concept of it, and plus, leading to the future of, like, when they cash in and stuff, and just the anticipation of it, every pay-per-view after that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite concepts, actually.
And David, how about you? What was your first Money in the Bank match that you remember watching?
The first one.
21?
Yeah.
Does that one stick out to you the most?
The most, the second one.
22 in Chicago?
Yeah.
Was that the one? Which one was the one where Shelton Benjamin ran up the ladder? Was that was Money in the Bank, wasn't it? I thought
it might have been the first one.
Yeah, because 22 had such, like, almost a weird collection of people. Like, you had Ric Flair in the Money in the Bank match. I think Shelton Benjamin was in it. Was Finley in it? I think Finley was in it too.
Yep.
And who the hell won? Robin Van Dam won that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he cashed in at One Night Stand.
Yeah. That one I do remember. That was actually when we started, like, watching again. It was like right around WrestleMania 22. So that was like the first cash in that I remember, and of course RVD kind of messed up. And it was a short-lived title reign, but
Mr. Money in the Bank, baby.
Yeah, he had that spray painted briefcase, didn't he?
Yeah.
The RVD stuff. But yeah, do you still get excited, David, about Money in the Bank as a
Oh yeah.
concept?
Oh yeah. And I get excited about it until somebody I don't want has it. Then I just want it over with.
So
Fair
I
enough.
guess I'll go around and ask, and maybe I'll start with David, then we'll just go from my perspective, round robin, then Andres, then me, then Chris. What do you think is the greatest cash in of all time, and why?
Definitely difficult.
Either the Rollins one or the Ambrose one.
Oh yeah, the Ambrose one. I forgot about that. Either Seth or Dean Ambrose. Why do you feel like that is one of the greatest cash-ins of all time?
It just felt like there was a lot of story with them all being in the Shield, especially
Mhm.
for the Ambrose one, and really for the Rollins one too. But I think it just added extra layer to like cash-ins because it's like not only is it a shock, but it's like it's happening amongst the group. It'd be like say for example like if Money in the Bank was a thing between DX time and like Triple H cashed in on Shawn Michaels or vice versa,
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
pandemonium.
that's a good one. Andres, how about you? What is the greatest Money in the Bank cash-in for you? Is there one that
For
really sticks in your mind?
me personally, because I was a fan of his, was Dolph Ziggler when he cashed in. I think on the Raw after WrestleMania. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's when
think it was it on Del I think it was on Del
yeah,
Rio.
it was on Del Rio. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
yeah,
think that was 2013. That was when it was AJ, like they kept just using AJ Lee as like this crazy girlfriend. They like jumped her from like it was CM Punk. I think it was just like a brief thing, and then Daniel Bryan she was with him for a while. Then they moved her to Dolph Ziggler. But yeah, and Big E for some reason.
yeah. They were like a little stable, like Dolph Ziggler, Biggie, and AJ Lee. But no, that I remember the pop too. Like I remember being at home watching it, like jumping out of my seat, like oh my god,
Mhm.
like let's go, and he finally got it. I don't think he had a huge run either, right? As world
No,
champion.
no,
um,
no. But that
but
was
yeah, no, that
definitely a good
personal.
one.
Yeah, I don't. But that was like my personal favorite.
Yeah, that was definitely my one of my tops purely because of the crowd reaction.
Yeah,
Um,
it went crazy
I
for that.
yeah, I have a couple. Like there's like at least five that like really stick in your brain. Definitely what the one that David mentioned with Seth Rollins. You're talking about the one at WrestleMania 31, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They always call it like the heist of the century or whatever.
Right.
Because I mean, the Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns main event. I feel like most people didn't really like that anyway.
That
Like they
was
were,
a good match.
it was a good match, but people were kind of tired of
Tired
that.
of the first of it happening for the first time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't
Yeah.
like Roman. They didn't like Roman Reigns.
I
Let's
heard
say
it
that.
yeah, this time.
They
Oh
didn't like
yeah. It
Roman
hasn't even
Reigns.
happened yet. They
Yeah,
love Roman Reigns.
and then Seth Rollins came out, and then everyone's like, "Hell yeah, fuck Roman Reigns." Uh, and
Look at
yeah, I
him
mean,
now.
he came in and basically like people were like, "Oh, now it's one of the greatest WrestleManias ever," because they got Seth Rollins basically. Has that been done before? Before that someone
No.
cashed in the main event of WrestleMania? I don't think so.
Nope.
Yeah, so I mean that was good. That was awesome for one, but yeah, definitely no one was. I don't think anyone was expecting that happening. Um, and that was just a great cash in. Another one that I remember, I did like the CM Punk one. I think it might have been his first championship win because he was like a back to back Money in the Bank winner. He won in 23, and then he also won in, or he won in, was it 23? Did he win it three times? Three, four, and
I think
five?
he did 08, 09.
Oh, maybe it was four, or it was 4 and 5, I think. So he cashed in. I think he cashed in on Edge.
Oh wait, yeah,
Uh,
that was Edge.
and he cashed in. I think that was his first World Heavyweight Championship win. It wasn't super memorable, but I do remember being excited for it. And like at the time, I started getting more interested in CM Punk when he first showed up in ECW. I was like, I don't know, because there wasn't they didn't give him too much, like that promo that he
That's all he
basically
is.
duplicated. I mean, that's
Still,
not true. That's not true.
still, that's all he is.
But the WrestleMania, what was it, 41 promo, like that, I think that was his first promo that he just basically replicated older now. Like, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I think that was like one of
I'm
his
boring
first.
as shit.
Yeah, that was like his introduction.
Man, hearing
Just
that
kidding.
This Fire Burns kill switch though, and that promo was fucking everything. That was so
Yeah,
sick.
no, that was definitely nostalgia in my veins for sure. So definitely that cash in. Um, that
I got
Sheamus
an
one
honorable
on Roman Reigns also. If you guys remember that one, what was that, 2015?
That was
Lobster
yeah.
head.
Yeah, I think it was 2015. And that was the one where Sheamus had like the giant mohawk and the Viking beard,
You
like the
look
braids.
stupid.
Um,
So I actually thought he looked cool. Like I don't know why the
Yeah,
fuck people were being assholes about it.
like he's a wrestler. He's not supposed to look normal.
yeah,
Yeah.
I thought he looked badass. I don't know what the hell was wrong with people.
They can't pull it. That's all.
they were
Yeah.
chanting that, weren't they?
Yeah,
They were
Yeah.
legit.
stupid?
Like
Yeah.
night one, I feel like that's they started doing that.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that when you started chanting. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, Chris, let me go to you now because I don't want to just start listing them all. But what is the one that kind of sticks out the most for you?
The ultimate opportunist, Edge, waited all year, and then when Cena was at his like weakest moment, he cashed in on his ass at New Year's
Yep.
Revolution.
Yep, that's rated R. I think that was the birth of the rated R superstar.
Yeah,
Because I think because after that they had the live SEX celebration.
That was when Mr. McMahon came out, right? Like he handed him the case, right?
2006. New Year's
So that
Revolution.
he was the first Money in the Bank winner because this was before WrestleMania 22. So this was that first Money in the Bank cash in, and
Yep.
he gave it to Vince and cashed it in on Cena. Then he basically
They lost at a house show.
Yeah, that is so wild. But
Honorable
yeah,
mention. I
first
actually really
cash-in.
like the Io Sky one too.
Which one?
The Io Sky cash in when she was
Oh,
still with
yeah.
and Bailey was with her. I thought I actually like
Yeah.
that one. like Bailey came out with her at the same time, and then like Io's like take her on. She did, and she's like I forgot who they. I think it might have been Asuka, but Bailey just started like wailing on people with the briefcase and then
Yeah.
handing it back to her, and she's like cashed in. I actually really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. There was another one specifically because, and again, say what you will about Kane, but when I think he cashed it in that same show, and I think he won the SmackDown one because he
Yep.
cashed it in on Rey Mysterio.
What a jerk.
Yes. I mean, Rey Mysterio, I feel like every time he wins the belt, he always gets the short end of the stick. Like he doesn't hold it for longer than a couple of months, if not a day. Because they did it with the World Heavyweight Championship. Same thing when he won the WWE Championship for like an hour before John Cena beat him for it. But that's a sidetrack. Was he heel Cena? Early signs right there.
That was already
Yeah. But yeah, so for that Kane cash in, people felt like he deserved it because like his only other, I think, WWE championship run was in 1998 or something like that, and he only had it for like 24 hours. And then with the World Heavyweight Championship, when I think it was 2010, he actually had a longer title reign. And I felt like, he deserved it just purely based on like his work, the amount of work that he put into the business. He should at least get more than like one 24-hour WWE championship run, so
That's okay.
24/7.
what was that?
24/7.
Yeah, the 24/7 belt. So,
He's had other bets, right? I mean, he's had the tag and stuff.
yeah.
But yeah, never the main one though. After that,
He didn't
Is there
need
one?
it. What's
Was that?
He didn't really need the belt. He was already over. He's
Yeah.
he's one of those that fits into that category of doesn't really need a belt to like put him in good programs and stuff. It's like, oh, what happened? Oh, Chris Jericho spilled coffee on Kane. Kane got mad. There's our story.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, works. He's a monster. He's mad. No one can control him. Here we are.
That's true. Now, what do you guys think about Money in the Bank PLE being like its own show versus when it used to be at WrestleMania? Do you feel like it's fine if it's its own show, or do you guys wish that it would go back to WrestleMania?
It'd be hard to go back with two.
Well, you got 2 nights now, so you do women's night 1, men's night 2,
True.
right?
Yeah.
they cash in the same night.
I think
Yeah,
it's
everybody
kind of
just blows their load.
Yeah.
I just think because of like making iconic moments like the 2011 Money in the Bank pay-per-view, like it's kind of hard to just kind of get rid of it. You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't know. It could be easy, like whatever.
I mean, you could. I mean, it's like Bad Blood and shows like that used to exist, and they had great matches.
They never had a stipulation that made the whole event, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
And
then again, it's like TLC, but they killed that with oversaturation.
Elimination
Right.
Chamber.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think? I feel like out of all the gimmick PLEs that used to exist, because it was, I mean, I think gimmick PLEs took up most of the calendar for at least, I don't know if it's a decade, but a pretty decent chunk of WWE
Extreme
programming.
Rules.
Yeah, Extreme Rules, Hell in a Cell, TLC, Money in the
Fatal
Bank.
Four-Way that
Fatal
one year.
Four-Way.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Fatal Four-Way. What the hell? What was it? I mean,
Right.
Survivor Series, I guess it's technically a
Handicap.
gimmick match.
The pay-per-view.
TLE full of different handicap matches.
Yeah.
Just got that sticker on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, out of all of like the gimmick PLEs, I feel like this one is the most successful, and I personally don't think it should go away. Because for sure for WrestleMania, I feel like if you don't have Money in the Bank, you can just have more opportunities in WWE to like have more stories to be completed or fulfilled, and then the Money in the Bank PLE is a nice. The summer is typically after WrestleMania is typically a lull, and I feel like Money in the Bank being in June, sometimes July and June, it's a nice kind of like shot of adrenaline of some kind of intrigue or interest. Because when you see like people fighting for their spots, which is happening right now on Raw and SmackDown, and then seeing that person win the briefcase, like in June or July, it gives it a nice kind of like boost of interest, because then you're curious to see when are they going to cash it in? How long are they going to hold it for? You know, like it gives that nice interest going into SummerSlam and then the fall. Sometimes they cash it in the same night too. I mean, there was a couple of people that did that. I think Liv Morgan might have done it, and did Alexa Bliss do
Ambrose.
it? Ambrose. Yeah.
Kane.
What do you, David, what do you think? Because we kind of joked about this earlier, but what do you think? What cash-ins did you feel were underwhelming or a missed opportunity?
Austin Theory.
He cashed in, failed, right?
Yeah, and well, like first couple times it was funny because like the bloodline just kept like throwing his briefcase away and like doing silly things.
Right.
But then like when he tried to cash in the U.S. title, he's like, "What? What do you want me to do? There's no
Oh, right,
way."
yeah, that was on the U.S. title. Yeah, that was stupid.
There's nothing else I can do. I give up.
Yeah, that was kind of dumb. I will say that because he knows, like every wrestler knows, the Money in the Bank, like, you know, you can cash in for anything, right? Like you can try and win the top belt in the company, and then you choose to go for the mid card belt. I mean, I guess, but
He just had to Scooby Doo some shit and like trap the bloodline in their locker room, cash in on Roman alone.
I mean,
Too hard.
also, what the hell was that egg story? Like that golden egg thing?
Oh,
Like, where was that even?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Easter.
Yeah. Well, Chris, what do you think? Most underwhelming, worst cash in?
Del Rio on Punk in 2011.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely. I mean, do you have an explanation on why?
I just hate the dude.
Del Rio.
Like,
Well, besides
God.
being a DV offender, what?
Even before that, he was lame, dude. What do you mean?
Yeah, he was definitely lame.
He was lame before that. There were signs.
I thought as a heel it was interesting. Like when they
I never
first
bought
showed
it.
when they first shown vignettes, I was like, nah, it's the rich aristocrat, whatever. But I thought he was decent, but
Never.
I didn't like it because you had this whole summer of Punk thing and it barely lasted the summer. And you cash it in freaking August, like you just got it in June, and you had this interesting story with him like quote unquote leaving the company, and he took a picture of the belt in his fridge, and like it was just like an interesting story that they just kind of
Yeah, they just snuffed it.
shat the bed on.
Like
Yeah.
he just like came out. He's like, yeah. It's like the worst.
Yeah, they shat the bed with that one. I mean, Punk got the belt back, but they definitely like the momentum just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Which sucked. So that was definitely an underwhelming one. For sure, Jack Swagger. Do you guys remember him holding a WWE champion or a World Heavyweight Championship belt?
We.
The
people.
I like this hat.
You know?
Hat.
I thought his cash in was underwhelming. I think it was a good college try to give like some younger guys like the opportunity to hold the belt. It definitely like the belt still definitely felt very B tier if like John Cena or someone was holding the belt, you know, it was just kind of like second fiddle. I mean, I guess you can kind of consider that now too with like the World Heavyweight Championship, and because they call it undisputed WWE Championship, branding just doesn't help the other belt. But yeah, Jack Swagger in general, though, it wasn't a great cash in, and he wasn't a memorable champion at all.
If he had the hat,
If he
And
had
the
that
cash
purple
in.
hat and the case, then maybe. But and also, I'm sorry, Andres, but I
Multiverse.
think your face is frozen. You just had the same face for like half an hour.
Yeah,
Is it just
Oh,
me?
is it?
yeah,
But I didn't want to say anything.
yeah.
But,
Me
you know,
either.
that's kinda
I
funny.
couldn't
It's
even
like-
look.
Yeah, it's kind of like an
I can't-
insert in like the WWE Thunderdome when they had like
Yeah.
Benoit or whatever, and it just feels like you have like a picture up on your.
Every time I look at you, I feel like I'm talking to your yearbook picture or something.
But Andres,
Since we're gonna make about it.
Andres or yearbook photo, is there a cash that you thought was underwhelming?
Actually, I don't. There was one that was like entertainingly bad. Was it Baron Corbin? Did he like never do it, or did he like? Didn't he like have like the most attempts or something like that? I remember like.
Baron Corbin? Honestly, I don't know. That might have been around
Baron
the time
Corbin was
that
pretty bad. Yeah,
I wasn't watching. Oh, so yeah, because this was 2018, right? So he won it in 2018. Wait, what? Or was it 2017? And then he tried to cash it in, and he lost his cash in.
He failed to cash
Yeah.
in on Jinder in 2017 SmackDown.
yep. Can't hinder.
Well, I mean, that whole combination just sounds not great.
It was awesome.
Don't hinder
Yes.
Jinder, bro. What is Jinder doing now? What's he doing? Jinder Mahal,
Indies,
India.
Yeah, I don't know.
other ventures. He wrestles, but he's also like focused on other shit.
Yeah.
That other
Honestly,
shit, what? I don't know.
You know, there was another one. Okay, so yeah, you're right. So Punk won 24 and 25. That was the back-to-back. In 2007, Mr. Kennedy won the Money in the Bank, and that was when people were thinking that he was going to get a strap, a rocket to the moon, get pushed, because he definitely had the X factor for sure. And was it a drug fail? I think it might have been a drug fail.
Kennedy.
But he basically lost.
Anderson.
He lost his contract to Edge, and then Edge cashed it in, which I thought also was kind of memorable. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think he cashed in on The Undertaker, because The Undertaker won at WrestleMania 23, beat Batista, retained the streak, and then Edge got the Money in the Bank briefcase, cashed it in on The Undertaker. I think it was a SmackDown, and
The
then
ultimate
won.
opportunist.
Yeah, so that was another good run on Edge, to be honest with you. So that was a pretty memorable one for sure, and it wasn't a house show that time, which was great.
Was it a house show the first time? I was just talking crap.
I don't think it was. Honestly, I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let me look it up.
Like, I mean, if he lost at a house show, it's a good thing he thought it was a perfect plank.
Because it had to have been, because Cena was the champion going into WrestleMania 22, so we lost it before that. Live research, folks. But now I'm really curious to see.
Yes, Chat GPT.
Yeah, ask ChatGPT. So it was at Royal Rumble. He lost at a Royal Rumble. Sorry, folks.
That's a pretty big house show.
Yeah, it's a pretty big show. He lost it. He lost it back to Cena. So he had it for a little bit, and then lost it back to Cena. But that rated R thing basically kind of went off. Yeah, because then they basically had that whole feud with Mick Foley, and that's how he got into WrestleMania 22. Won the hardcore match, and then so basically very short lived. And then his 2007 run was pretty. I thought it was pretty fun. So wait, did John Cena win money too? Huh.
I wasn't watching them.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sure he did win one.
So, here, as we're kind of wrapping up, because Money in the Bank is happening fairly soon. I think it's June 7th, if I'm not mistaken. And who's our current lineup? So, Money in the Bank,
They just had some
2025.
matches right now.
Yeah, there's some qualifying matches.
Solo.
Yeah, we got Solo Sikoa. He won his match. I think it was on SmackDown. Yeah, this past Friday. And then there are five other guys. Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, and oh man, really? Rhea Ripley? Damn. Versus three more. So I guess who do you hope wins the men's, and who do you hope wins the women's? And I don't think they announced all of them yet.
Nope, they're having qualifying matches.
Yeah. Rhea Ripley won hers.
Yep. And
I hope Solo.
do you think Solo should win the Money in the Bank?
Solo in the Bank.
Solo in the Bank. Who else would you put in that match? Into that match anyway for the men? If you had to be a fantasy booker, let's just pretend we're fantasy booking and these qualifying matches don't exist, and you had to give a man and a woman an opportunity this year and win the Money in the Bank ladder match, who would you give it to? David.
Solo Sikoa.
Solo. What about for women? And let's just ignore
Solo Sikoa.
Sola Sikoa.
Yeah.
Be like a Santina. Santina Morella, Miss WrestleMania.
I think no. I want to see Solo with the Money in the Bank and women's. Let's see. I think it's best it just goes to Roxanne now that she's won. I think it just give it to her. It kind of fits
Yeah.
everything. It kind of fits everything she has going on and like the hot streak that she's kind of already set herself up for.
Yeah. Andres, what do you think? Just pure fantasy booking. You could use the real people who are in there, or you could just make some winners.
Make some winners. Trying to think. I guess for the men, well, he's technically a champion. I was gonna say LA Knight. No, he
No, he
lost,
lost
it, though,
it.
didn't
Yeah,
he? He lost it. Okay, yeah. So I guess LA Knight would be an interesting one to see.
Uh-huh.
that'd
Then
be
on the
good.
women's side, you know what? Just for pure like storytelling, I would say because Kari just came back, even though she's not qualifying for it. I'd say it'd be interesting if she had it and then she would have to cash in on Io.
Mm-hmm. That'd be good. Honestly, I think for the women, if this was possible, I would give it to Julia. Because that would be a pretty great. She just joined the roster, but then, I mean,
Like a
like
big push. Yeah.
honestly, like the aura of these like three women was I think three: Julia, Stephanie Vaquer, honestly, four or five women, Roxanne, and Jordan Grace. I mean, like these are just like you're just they are roster ready. I feel like, and they have it just like it's like Rhea Ripley type star power. I don't know how to describe it, but like they are for sure just ready for a title run. So if they had an opportunity to give it to Julia, I would give her a Money in the Bank win this year. And I'm playing fantasy booking. For the men, I don't know. Yeah, Solo Sikoa, sure, but I still think he's a little underwhelming. If I'm being honest.
You're watching with the TV off. I don't know what you're talking about,
like
man.
Jacob Fatu, I think is more intriguing, but he's holding the belt. So, hmm. You know what? I would give it to Aleister Black. Give him something to chew on. He just came back.
Ooh,
Aleister Black,
we got an owl in the
baby.
house.
Give it to him. I think that'd be good. I don't think Shinsuke Nakamura is gonna. It'd be great if they give him another title run, but I don't know if that's in the cards. Prove me
Yeah, I like
wrong.
to see that too.
But I'll say Aleister Black. Chris, how about you? Whammon and man.
Is Karrion Kross in the mix right now? Does he have a match?
Not yet.
Not yet. That would be surprising because, like, is this shirt actually the #1 selling shirt on WWE Shop? That's not like a meme.
Let's go see.
Because if that's true, I mean,
That's where I'm
That's
kind of
crazy.
basing it off of. Just I hate to say it and admit it, but probably Karrion Kross.
You like Krabby Patties, Squidward.
based on t-shirt sales. I mean, from a business perspective, that
I
does make
mean,
sense.
man, the guy be moaning and bitching about being the greatest thing ever. You might as well give him some at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that he hasn't been working his ass off. He is similar to Chelsea Green in the sense of like when she wasn't like the United States champion, she was maximizing the little minutes that she had on TV. And I think that Karrion Kross, I think he's a good talker. I think he maximizes his minutes. I'll be
He
honest.
sold out in 5X.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
Damn.
The big
He's
boys
got
rock with
the
Cross.
Big Boys fan club.
Oh,
Yeah.
so does Fatu.
I like
the 4X and 5X.
I like that it
Them
was like a
Samoans.
promo, like backstage. Somebody asked him about his socks, like what color his socks were, and he's like, "They're Freddy Krueger colored because that will kill you in your dreams or some shit like that." I was like, "Damn,
See, that's
pretty
good shit
hard.
though. Yeah. So
Yeah, he's a top seller.
See that's some organic stuff. They better capitalize on that. Good for him. So Chris, you're saying Karrion Kross for the men. What about the women?
Jade Cargill.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. You know what? I'm gonna throw Naomi in the mix too. If she doesn't get it like a WWE Women's Championship match, then I would make her win the Money in the Bank. Because she deserves it for sure out of all the women, and she's been around like one of the longest. Natalia, I mean, I feel like had more WWE Championship wins, I feel like. And I'm also including the Divas title. But yeah,
is she bringing that low-key legend gimmick into WWE?
Natalia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so yet, but she should. I mean, that's another one. Like, she's really trying to be like, all right, you don't want to give me something, I'm gonna make something for myself. And I think Loki Legend is a great like gimmick or tagline. I think that's pretty cool. And she looked pretty badass in, was it GCW?
Yep.
Good for her. But yeah, I am looking forward to this Money in the Bank PLE. And again, it's like, it is one of those that I'll look forward to every year. And I feel like a lot of people feel that too. You have WrestleMania, you have SummerSlam, but like this specific gimmick where you don't know, because normally you don't really know who's actually going to win the case. And that's always very fun going into the show. And then trying to figure out when they plan on cashing it in. I think that's always entertaining. So definitely looking forward to that. But that's a wrap for
Collide. Worlds Collide's the same day.
Is it? Oh yeah, that's in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, we might make a day out of it. And Chris, you can host it. But that's a wrap for this episode of Chi-Town Shoot Podcast. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, rate us, and leave your feedback. Tune in next time for more Wrestling Madness. Until then, keep marking out.